Yesterday, I think we spoke about some few things, and I want to believe that we ended it as Scrum principle. And today, I'm going to run through, do very fast because I know that more like we are just quickly trying to get ourselves refreshed and set ourselves up for success. We're looking at the aspect of Scrum. So when you talk about the aspect, you are talking about key components that needs to be considered and managed within the framework to ensure successful project execution. So we have different types of these aspects. There are 6 here, and we have the major ones, right? The organization of Scrum, the business justification, the quality, the change, risk, and sprint. All right, I'll just go straight. So in Scrum, there are aspects that we need to pay attention to, and I've listed them for us, and I'll just go into some more details. The first one is the organization. So Scrum is organized in this way: product owner, Scrum master, and development team. And we spoken a lot around this yesterday, whereby I said that, the product owner is responsible for, relating with the stakeholders, the customers, and also is the one that manages the product backlog. And is the one that also sets, the value features or the acceptance criteria. And, all of those things for us to get ready to now go through our sprint, what we call definition of ready and all of that. But yet, I can say that all those value-based prioritization too, it should work with the team. It's very good to work with the team. And I told us yesterday that for you to value-based or prioritize, well, there is a technique that we use the most, prioritization, Moscow. Thank you, Osarome. Moscow. And who can tell me what the full acronym stands? What this acronym stands for?
Must have.
Have.
Should have.
Should have.
Could have.
Could have.
I'll leave the rest to the next person.
It's just one remaining. You don't have to leave it. Must have, should have, could have, and won't have. That's the last one. So won't have. That's how you prioritize. And I believe that if we get into practical classes, we'll be able to do that effectively because we did some exercises yesterday, if I remember. So facilitate. This Scrum Master guy does facilitation. That's what he does. Bring the team together, remove impediments, and help them to follow the Scrum practice. So this is where you start learning to be a coach, right? So while you do this facilitation, start learning to be somebody that they can look up to, somebody who can help, who can support, can be there for them. So Joe, if you're aspiring to be a Scrum coach, you have to be a good Scrum Master, right? First thing first. And we know what the development team is, right? So let's go to, so self-organizing is also part of organization. So the team must be able to decide how they want to do their work, right? Meaning that they decide how best they accomplish their work without being directed by other outside team. Nobody directs them on what to do. But yes, it's a cross-functional team whereby everyone works together, see how to achieve. So for business justification, how you justify the business case is based on value. And I'll leave it at that. I won't go deeper than that. So this one says value-driven delivery, product backlog, prioritization, continuous value assessment. Business justification for any Scrum project is based on value, how it impacts the community that you live in, or how it impacts the company that you are working for, how it impacts, anything that your goals are as a company, right? So it's value based. So if you are working for maybe an NGO, whatever you are doing, how it impacts those people, that's the value you are bringing, right? So that's why you are making a case for it. So definition of done is, I think we spoke about the DOD yesterday, is based on your acceptance criteria, which is, this is quality. This is talking about quality now, how you achieve quality. So the first one is organization. The second one is, so when you talk about organization, you're talking about how the team self-organize. When you talk about quality, you're talking about, business justification. What are you talking about? Value-based prioritization. So you see, these two things are entering them, like it has something it locks to in your principle, right? Your aspect has something it locks to in your principle. So your quality, then you are talking about what here, you are talking about continuous integration, continuous improvement. You're talking about, how do you build in quality? Because you test by isolating the process, right? Within 2 weeks, you're already testing, you are facing issues, and then you limit your risk also. So all of that is more like that iterative and continuous improvement, or whatever we call it, both those two, incremental, whatever, and the continuous improvement, it helps for quality, us to achieve quality. And then change, the flexibility helps in the change management, concepts and process. So you could see that the sprint planning and backlog refinement, you're always constantly looking at how to make it better, changing things, and you as a person too, you must embrace change. Scrum encourages team to embrace change as a natural part of the development process rather than resisting it, right? Sometimes the concepts we know, the things we know, they are the enemy of the things, we are yet to know, right? So, and this is what Scrum is preaching, right? So Scrum is designed to accommodate change, whether it comes from evolving market condition, changing customer requirement, or new technology. So this is another aspect, which is risk. So this risk, how we mitigate risk already, due to our transparency, due to working together as a team, isolating, using that continuous improvement concept and iteration, you reduce your risk, right? By refining your backlogs and so on and so forth. And then the sprint aspect is tied to time boxing and all of that. That really helps us to manage things. Like yesterday, we discovered that we could move things to parking lots instead of over timing something that needs to follow a requirement or needs to follow Scrum time boxing principle. Right. Every time there is something to work towards, to lean on, and so on and so forth. The planning, the team plans the work to be done in the sprint based on the prioritized product backlog. So yeah, backlog item. So you have a lot of things to pick from, and based on the team velocity, right, you pick the goals that you want to work on. Yeah, I think I'm done with this. The sprint review and the retrospect, we all know that that's where we discuss, give feedback on what was completed, and the activity around that is, you hear the input of the stakeholders from there, and then if they are okay, the product owner will tell you if it meets the acceptance criteria, if it's done, if we can deploy, or we can go ahead. And in the retrospect is where you discuss what went well, what didn't go well, and how can we improve in the next sprint. So Scrum Aspects ensures that the framework remains robust and adaptable, supporting team in delivering high quality products that meets customer needs and respond to changing circumstances. So each aspect plays a critical role in maintaining the balance between flexibility and discipline in the Scrum process.